of extreme variegation because as a Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is your boy Charles, aka the Plant Bender, and yes, I am back with another video. Can you believe it? I think this is now number 4 in the span of like a week and a half. So your boy is still going strong, but today's video I have a great one. As we are coming up to the end of August, I thought what a better way than to show you some of my favorite August plants that have really been showing out this month. It's been like 80 to 90 degrees every day where I live, literally all summer long, or just rainy. So they've been loving it. It's been miserable for me. But yes, let's jump right in. I have 5 plants here. I'm going to go over where they live in my place, my care. They all kind of have the same care, so that's probably why they're my favorites. They're really easy. And let's jump right in with my first. This could possibly be the love of my life. And that is my Mandula Pothos. I mean, look at him. Probably gonna make a mess. They do need a little water to all these moss poles, so all my mixture is probably gonna fall off the top. But look at look at this leaf. Massive. Obviously, I know they can get a lot bigger than this. This guy is nowhere near close to fully mature, but you know, he is on this moss pole here with this chunky aeroid mix. He's in the same aeroid mix that all my plants are potted in this moss pole. And he actually lives right behind me. If you've seen my other videos, you've probably seen him peeking up. He lives right there with a grow light growing on him with some lights up the top. And he is just chilling. Obviously, he is a pothos, so super low maintenance. With me wanting to get mature leaves with the high variegation in this plant, especially these newer leaves, I do have it under a lot of light. If you're not looking for that, if you're not looking for a mature specimen, if you're not looking for, you know, anything like that, these plants obviously do great in lower light, regular room humidity. Everybody's mom has some sort of pothos. I actually have the mother plant of this hanging in my living room in the window. She's trailing, beautiful, living life. I will say the hanging pot is a little bit more tedious to take care of because, at least for me, these guys take a lot of water. They are always thirsty. And in the moss pole, you know, a lot of people have issues watering their moss poles. For me, it's actually easier. I have this cup up top. I fill it with water. I put some holes into it. It drips. Like I said, it lives in my living room. I mean, in my bedroom. So I see it every day. If I have a bottle of water, I dump it in there. The one hanging though, it's hanging up like on a curtain rod. Not a curtain rod. Wow, my words. Yeah, a curtain rod. Hanging up on a curtain rod in my living room in the window. And it definitely could be repotted, but it is in a hanging pot and it's in like, you know, the normal size hanging pot. Let me put this down. I do not want to repot it. For me to repot it, I'd have to find a huge hanging pot. Don't want to deal with that, but he does dry out all the time. I know once I take him out of that pot, it's just roots. I know how these things grow, but until he can't take it anymore, he is going to live in that pot. Let's see. Next here, let's keep the pothos train going. The next here is I have my marble queen pothos, also on a moss pole, also lives right next to me, next to the Manjula Pothos. This beauty, same care as the Manjula, same chunky aeroid mix. I have all of my plants in. She has definitely matured a little bit differently than the Manjula did. As you can see, there's been like a lot of spacing in her leaves right here. She is giving me some bigger leaves finally. They are coming in a little weird shaped, I'm noticing though, but I'm not sure what that is from. But yeah, she has given me some more mature leaves. I will also say she has not attached to this moss pole like the Manjula did. The Manjula rooted almost immediately. If you look in the back of the moss pole, insert B-roll here if I remember, roots all over the back. This one, hence the plastic wrap wrapped around it, trying to create humidity for it. And I still don't think it really rooted. If you can see, it kind of started rooting up at the top here. You can see that, you know, it's got a little bit thicker up here, getting a little bit more girth to her, which again gave me these more mature leaves. But yes, my Marble Queen Pothos, again, under the same grow lights as my Manjula, watering the same. She also is pretty thirsty, especially with the size she's getting. I am watering almost every other day these guys, but I don't mind. She does have a new leaf coming out. I also will be extending this moss pole soon um, because she is growing really fast. She put these 3.5 leaves out in the last probably 2 weeks. So still coming towards the end of growing season. My plants don't really go dormant just because of how I keep my place. So I definitely am going to extend her. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have 2 very nice mature specimens to show off. I also have the mother plant of her. She is hanging up top here from my ceiling in like a wall planter here. She does not look that good. Not gonna lie, she's a little straggly. That's kind of why I cut her originally and put her on this moss pole. But hopefully I could bring her back to her glory. So yes, that is my Marble Queen Pothos. And I mean, come on, look at her. Stunning. All right, next, let's leave the moss poles alone for a second. I'm gonna grab this thickums right here. I have shown this guy off before in my big plants video I put out a while ago, and he is still thriving. He just put out this leaf, has another new leaf coming in already. I did cut a couple leaves off because he did used to live down here next to my desk and he was getting ripped up. So yes, look at this. Look at this, the jungle boogie. Look how he is bigger than me. My philodendron jungle boogie. I did buy him at a decent size when I bought him about 6-7 months ago, 8 months ago. Definitely not this big, but he was at a decent size. He's still in his original potting mix, which I do need to repot him because this basically looks like some cocoa core with some perlite in it. I know it's holding a lot of water because he stays wet for a long time. And I don't like that. I have killed one of these before. I don't know why. They're very low maintenance plants. He is kind of under a grow light technically, but he's in an area with a bunch of other philodendrons in a corner and he sits on the ground. So he does get some light, but he's definitely getting light through other philodendrons, through their leaves. He's definitely not getting probably the best light for him, but he's definitely doing enough. And since, they are a lower growing plant, they don't necessarily need this bright indirect light to get these gorgeous leaves that they can give you. These gorgeous, oh my gosh, look at these like arrow-shaped leaves here. I really hope that he does not start to downsize. I have seen people put these guys on moss poles. If you have any experience with that, let me know below. Maybe share some pictures on Instagram or something. Because I don't want the leaves to downsize. I want him to keep putting out big leaves. But I also am not going to be putting him in a bigger pot. He's like, this is a pretty hefty sized pot. I don't really have the space to put him in a bigger pot for right now. But yes, my jungle boogie thriving. Look at this beauty. Let's put him down before I drop him. And next, hit my mic again. I'm going to work on that, guys. Next, this plant, my Monstera esqueleto. I mean, I feel like he doesn't film well because his leaves are kind of facing up and he's so holy, but I mean, come on, he is the moment. So, there goes. I'll be back in later. So, funny thing about this guy, I'm going to put him down because he's making a mess. He's really dry. But this esqueleto, I bought the beginning of summer last year in a huge pot. I think I spent like $130 on him. He was a huge plant. Beautiful plant. I think it's on my Instagram somewhere. I'll see if I can find the video and insert it here. But huge Monstera esqueleto. Loved him. Brought him home. Actually, it would have been summer before that. Yeah. Because he was attacked by apocalypse. And I lost the entire plant. When I tell you this little stub that's in here right now is all that I had left of this plant. Right here, this little, that was the original leaf that died off. I had this little stub right here. That's all that was left. of this giant Monstera esqueleto by the end of it. After treating it for thrips, cutting it back, I had no choice but to just, the leaves all died, I had no choice but to just start fresh. I put it in some sphagnum moss, let it root. It gave me a little teeny weeny leaf, and this is where we are at. It has a new leaf coming in already. This guy is stunning. I cannot wait to get larger leaves on him, keep him growing up the moss pole. He lives right here. I'm sure you've seen him in the videos. For my videos, I usually move him up just for the background, but he lives down there kind of on the ground growing up with my Monstera Addisonii, and he is just chilling. I keep him not too moist, but you know, like he's really dry right now, so I am watering him pretty regularly. He does get light from my fancy grow bulb there, and the humidity in my room usually right now averages about anywhere between 49 to about 60 degrees humidity, depending on if the AC is on and things like that. So pretty standard household humidity in here for these guys, and they are thriving. And lastly, this guy, also dry. Oh, I need to water these. It is my Syngonium chiapense. Look at this, like stunning. This guy, I brought him home from California last year actually in my carry-on. So he was one of the ones that TSA stopped me about. And he was a 2-leaf cutting when I brought him home. He had 2 little leaves down here that I have sadly lost. But he has sprouted on this moss pole and has given me gorgeous leaves. I didn't really expect the leaves to kind of size up at all. I was kind of expecting them to kind of just, you know, variegate a little bit, give me those opposite variegation leaves. But then this leaf came out and it is huge. It is like double the size as the previous leaf, and it has another one coming out that looks even bigger. So I'm really excited to see this guy like maybe get some little bigger leaves, really mature up, maybe fill in some. I do want to take some cuttings of him, maybe make him a little bit fuller, but I'm going to wait until he matures a little bit. Cool thing about this, I was nervous about like losing the variegation in him, but he does kind of alternate variegation. So he did have variegated leaves. The leaves I bought were variegated. So then this leaf, not variegated. This one has like a couple spots of variegation, and then this one, no variegation whatsoever. Solid green leaf. And then it finally gave me this guy, which beautiful. I'm not really a lover of extreme variegation because as a I'm going to show you guys what just happened once I finish this video. So yes, I am not a lover of all variegation, really white variegation, because again, you lose plants, but you know, I love this. This leaf looks like it's going to be variegated. So you guys want to know the real life of being a plant parent? As you guys can see on camera, the top half of my moss pole just decided to collapse and fall. So now I have soil all over the floor. However, the Manjula survived. He did not break. So we will take this as a win. Thank you guys for watching my video. I'm Charles, aka the Plant Bender, and until next time, I'm gonna go clean up some dirt. So guys, this is the aftermath of the Manjula. Oh, ignore the fee, you gotta pay for those. Of the Manjula falling down, guys. She is okay though. I must not have had the top part of the moss pole in deep enough, and she's not connected to it yet, so it wasn't really staying. But we'll get this cleaned up, and this is part of being a plant parent.